You. Yes, you. Come here. Please, I need to ask you something. Have you ever felt the desire to hurt someone? I mean, pummel them, wound them, watch them bleed. You see, there's this thing inside every one of us, the collective human call towards violence. All it takes is one singular moment to push it into play. And the lamb transforms, becomes the lion. I have no idea where you stand on the gun control debate. Do you wish to preserve the Second Amendment or prevent Sandy Hook from ever happening again? Poet Ellen Hopkins avoids this debate completely and rather suggests that in the right moment, under the right circumstances, any one of us could transform. The narrator in this piece is free will, what helps us decide in certain difficult circumstances. This is People Kill People by Ellen Hopkins. But I am nothing without you. Nothing but energy in need of a vessel, capable of action and intellect, able to form and follow through with a plan. Please allow me to introduce you to a partner of mine. No, more than that. A friend. Meet Luger LCP's Pro, 9 for short. Light, compact, no hammer required, no external safety. Even a child can cradle it in its tiny hands. Quiet enough, with a series of neighborhood break-ins, 9 was purchased brand spanking new from Tombstone Tactical, a totally legal, federally licensed Arizona gun store. Protection was Zane's plan. You see, Zane and Renee, his loving wife of 46 years, lost their only child in the Persian Gulf War. With fewer than 400 Americans killed in the Desert Storm, the odds of that were slim. But Zane didn't accuse fate, no. He blamed it all on the Iraqis. They sent his boy home in a coffin. In the ensuing years, Zane mentally cataloged every crime attributed to the Middle Eastern monsters. As he aged, his neighborhood closed in around him, becoming ever more diverse, and with the growth came the inevitable uptick of petty crimes. As he got in his car for the trip to the gun shop, I urged him to look. Practically right next door, jihadists. Who knows what those people are up to? Stay wary. Don't let them catch you by surprise. As Zane wandered the store, fondling firearms, I spoke for them by proxy. Touch me. Own me. Feel the weight of me. I will comfort you. Once he parked his car, Zane hurried inside to load his newfound best friend, and was doing just that at the kitchen table when Renee rambled in. What are you doing? What's it look like? I'm loading my gun. Nobody's gonna come along and take me and you by surprise. Zane, dear, do you really think? He lowered his voice as if those people could hear. I think they're jihadists. That's what they sure look like to me. I don't believe they're jihadists. I ran into that lady at the library, and terrorists do read, you know. How else would they learn to create those incendiary devices? Rather than try, which would simply spark an argument, she simply said, "Quite right, dear." Yes, he kept his loaded handgun right there, on the end of the table next to his chair. Why not? Zane wanted his equalizer within easy reach in case of attack. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't the punks who surprised him. Renee had gone to visit her sister for the weekend, so Zane spent Friday night tying one on and watching cheap thrill movies on HBO until he fell asleep in his chair. He had no clue that after several delays, Renee's flight had been canceled. It was well past midnight, and rather than call and wake the old man, Renee came on home, pausing on the unlit porch steps and wrestling her keys from her purse. Zane was snoring in his recliner, dreaming Monty Hall had picked him out of the audience on Let's Make a Deal. Meanwhile, on the front step, Renee fumbled her key into the lock. On Let's Make a Deal, door number 3 opened and out jumped Punks! Zane startled awake. Zane's hand closed around 9, his finger found the trigger, and just as Renee stepped across the threshold, no safety to get in the way, he pulled. Once would have been enough, but he unloaded the entire magazine. 8 bullets fired in rapid sequence, and it felt great. To me, to him, at least until he saw who lay bleeding out on the floor. Too late, he realized total control is a myth. Too late to help Renee, he punched 911 in on the phone and started, "Help, help, I think I killed my wife." He didn't notice her lungs expel their final exhalation. By the time responders arrived at the scene, Renee had arrived in the afterlife. He heard the sirens. A thought crossed Zane's admittedly skewered brain. I know because I put it there. End it all right here, right now. I almost convinced him. What was life without Renee? You will die all alone. 1 bullet left, he lifted 9 all the way to his right temple, placed it against the soft pulsing there. And I cheered. Do it now, they're almost here. But he heaved a giant sob. No, I can't. They'll think it was a murder-suicide. On purpose. He didn't want them to believe that she had deserved that. After Renee's funeral, Zane didn't much care about the Punks anymore. He figured he might as well drink himself into a premature grave. His plan was to sit there in his chair, pickling his liver, until the Grim Reaper knocked on his door.
Let's see what your time is.
7:17.